Police officers often think they're above the law and have the right to make up their own laws. Today, we're talking about what happens when such officers encounter the wrong people who knew the law better than they did. Let's go to the video. A cop was displeased with a man driving through the parking lot in front of the police station, approaching him with such arrogance and instructed him to return to his car. The cop requested that the man remain in the car until another officer arrived to assess whether he posed a threat to them and their workplace. In response, the man questioned the cop, asking if he genuinely believed that the camera was a threat for them. Soon, another cop arrived and ordered the man to get out of the vehicle so they could talk a little. He asked the man how he was, to which he replied that he would be much better if he had not been detained without reason. As expected, the cop asked for his ID, which the man refused. He didn't have to give the police any information because he hadn't done anything wrong. However, this cop believed that they were above the law, insisting that his colleague could arrest anyone he wanted. The man explained to the cop that they must have a reasonable suspicion that someone will commit a crime before detaining them. The cop, of course, claimed that they had their own valid reasons.
Why are you blocking me? Why are you blocking me? Why are you blocking me?
Get in your truck right now.
Or what?
Get in your truck.
For what reason?
Sir, get in your truck.
Why?
I'm telling you, I'm giving you a lawful order
To do what? What authority do you think you have for me? Over me.
Please stand by. Sit in your vehicle.
What is your name?
Right in your vehicle.
What is your name?
My name. I've already told you my name.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What was it?
Police department's on their way over here right now. Please stay in your truck and stay right there.
Why are you stopping me? What did I do illegally? Do you think videotaping is illegal? Do you think pulling through your parking lot is illegal? Tell me. Show up.
Chattanooga Police Department will be here in just a minute, and as soon as we figure out what you're doing and who you are and what's going on, and we make sure that you're not a security risk to me or my office, then we'll let you go.
Do you? Well, there's the police, but do you think there's some law against pulling through your parking lot? How can you be part of the Bureau of Investigation if you don't even know what the laws are? Well, it'd be better if this guy wasn't detaining me for no reason.
Okay, step out of the vehicle for me and talk to you.
Sure.
Slow it down. Slow it down.
Slow down.
You got any ID on you?
Yeah.
Get that out for me?
No.
What's your name?
Tony.
Tony.
I'm not giving you my last name.
Why aren't you giving me your last name?
Because this guy had no right to detain me. I did nothing wrong. What did I do that was illegal? But this clown will scream it out. Hold on.
Just talk to you.
Okay, he comes. I'm mad. This guy has no right to detain me. None. Zero. I drove by with my camera, filming the office. Turned around at the end of the street, came back, pulled through his lot, filming his office. He comes screaming out of his office, yelling at me. I have no obligation to stop for him, so I drive away.
You realize he's with the Tennessee Bureau of Enforcement, right?
So what?
Well, he's a law enforcement professional for the state of Tennessee. He can detain you all he wants.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
Doesn't he have to have reasonably articulable suspicion that I was engaged in a criminal activity?
It's interesting that the cops thought that it was enough for them to have suspicion in order to detain someone. The first cop still claimed that he was in the middle of an investigation. Another cop now tried to charge the man with trespassing. He claimed that he was not allowed to park in their parking lot. But the thing was that the first cop pulled over this man, and he stopped in their parking lot because he was pulled over. Where else should he stop?
Where today and pull me up? No, incorrect.
If you're filming
Incorrect. No.
Okay, Tony, well,
Incorrect.
what's your first name?
I'm Tony.
Where's your ID?
I'm not giving it to you. You have no right to ask me for my ID.
What's your business in
Tennessee.
this parking lot?
I go to FedEx all the time.
You go to FedEx all the
This
time?
parking lot? None, because he pulled me over and I pulled in here.
So you have no business in this parking lot at all?
Not this parking lot.
Okay, so you're trespassing on this parking lot?
Incorrect. He pulled me over. Where did you want me to stop? On the street?
Anywhere.
This parking lot. That's where I pulled over. He pulled me over. And I'm not trespassing. The property owner has to say I'm trespassing. You're not the property owner. Look,
So you're not
sir.
going to give me your license?
No. Listen.
I need to prove that you can operate a motor vehicle in the
No,
state
you
of
don't.
Tennessee.
You didn't pull me over for that reason. This guy, and is my vehicle, is there something wrong? First of all,
Well,
you
the
didn't,
fact that you're parked on a curb.
that's not illegal. This is a private parking lot.
Although the cops tried to enforce their own laws, they messed with the wrong man who knew the law. The man then threatened the police officer that he would follow the law and sue them. When the cop realized that he had made a mistake, of course, he did not admit it, but tried to justify his and his colleagues' actions. He told the man that he just wanted to make sure the man was fit to drive the vehicle. To make his story sound more convincing, the cop even added that he had to ensure that the child in the back of the car was safe. The man then realized that he was not going to have a mature and reasonable conversation with these officers, so he asked one of the cops cops to call his supervisor. The cop refused to even introduce himself, telling the man that if he didn't give him his last name, the cop wouldn't introduce himself either. What a game. The real question for this cop is, has he heard of the Constitution? Because he's the one who swore to protect the constitutional rights of every citizen, and he's precisely violating the rights of this man.
There's nothing wrong. Look, now you're trying to find a reason to pull me over and stop me, and you didn't stop me, you didn't pull me. Exactly. Now you're just hunting for something to try to get my ID.
I have to prove you are who you say you are.
I am going to file a lawsuit, and I'm going to sue you and him for unlawful imprisonment.
Tony, I'm not being rude to you. We're just talking, right?
You understand I'm upset, right?
I clearly understand you're upset.
Okay.
But I have to be able to prove you can legally operate
Why?
a vehicle in the state of
Why?
Tennessee because I'm a police officer.
Did you see me operating this vehicle?
No, but you're parked on the side of a curb. You have a child in the back seat.
And?
I'm going to make sure that child is safe.
Oh my God. I'm going to leave now?
You're not going anywhere.
Okay.
You're
Get
being
your
lawfully
supervisor.
detained.
Get your supervisor.
5, can I have 50?
Yeah. This guy had no right to stop me. This is where it all started, right? You agree?
Okay.
This guy had no right to stop me, correct?
You say?
Okay, what right did he have to stop me?
He's a law enforcement official.
Okay, that just gives him the right to stop anybody?
That gives him the right to stop anyone.
No, incorrect. Where did you go to do your training? Have you heard of the Constitution?
Says Chattanooga.
Have you heard of the Constitution? What is your name?
Hamilton.
What's your first name?
Right there. I'm not giving you my first name.
Okay.
If you want to
Listen.
give me your last name, I'm not going to give you my first name.
Okay.
If you want to give
Listen.
me your last name, I'll give you my first name.
No. Listen. You understand that the Constitution allows me protections in this country,
Correct.
And you were sworn to uphold the Constitution.
Correct.
Okay. If I'm just walking down the street, right, can he just stop me for any reason?
Not without articulable suspicion, you can.
Of what? A crime, correct?
I didn't say a crime. I said articulable
Okay,
suspicion.
the whole phrase is of a
You know
crime.
what, Tony? You've asked for my supervisor. He's on his way.
Okay, well then I'll wait for the supervisor.
The cop definitely didn't know what he was talking about. One moment he was saying that the man had the right to film whatever he wants, and the next he was saying that he was stopped because he was filming the police station. The man who was stopped was actually a freelance journalist. Both as a journalist and as a citizen, he has the right to move freely and record everything in public because the First Amendment allowed him. But the cop didn't seem to have heard of such a thing. He even dug himself a deeper hole when he said that they can stop anyone just because they have blue lights on their car. By that logic, anyone can put blue lights on their car and pull people over, right?
Fourth Amendment,
Yeah,
First Amendment,
exactly. But
videotaping, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of...
are you press?
I'm an independent
I'm not
journalist.
saying it's illegal to film anything, sir. I'm not saying that at
Well,
all.
then that's why the guy stopped me.
We're trying to figure out why you're filming a government building.
Because I
That's
want
it.
to.
I'm asking a question.
You never asked me why I'm filming the building.
He did.
Well, honestly, it's none of his business. I can just tell him, go away. It's none of your business.
I can start at the 5 location as well. Does he need emergency or not?
5, that's negative. I need a supervisor at my location or request a location.
I mean, we can just end this all right now. You can just say you're free to go. I'm not afraid.
You take that action and
Sir,
then I
yes,
have
the
8
supervisor, we're going to wait
targets.
for supervisor.
You can tell him not to come, and I can just go home.
You asked for one, so why would I do that? You specifically asked it
Okay, well, I mean, I'll wait.
for a supervisor.
All right, well, I'll wait.
Well, you asked for one, I'm getting you one.
I know, but I'm saying if you had just said you were free to go, we wouldn't be doing any of this.
Correct, but you asked for a supervisor.
Oh, my God, okay.
What we're going to do.
Well, you can tell him never mind, right? I mean, I don't care if your
That would be me
supervisor...
not doing my job, so I'm going to do my job.
All right. You not doing your job is telling this guy what the law is.
I can't tell this guy what the law is. He already knows.
He has no clue, obviously.
Okay.
He can't just stop me.
Okay. He can stop me. See those blue lights?
Well,
That's the law
obviously,
enforcement
I could put those lights on my car. Does that mean I...
More and more cops gathered around the man, and not one of them was the supervisor. It said that all the cops thought that they had the right to stop anyone whenever they wanted to. Then the first cop came back, and when he was informed that the man had asked for a supervisor, he was happy. He was convinced that they had all done the right thing. If you still don't understand why the man pulled over in the first place, the cop just pulled a new explanation out of his sleeve. He was suspicious that the man even drove past the police station twice and took pictures both times. He explained that he suspected the man was taking pictures of the station to see where their cameras were so he could rob them. You didn't see that one coming now, did you?
He has lawful authority to pull you over anytime he thinks he needs to.
That is sad that you think that. That is sad.
That sounds like a discussion you can have in court.
I'm not going to court. Well, unless I sue you, which I will.
Well, you said you would earlier. So
Okay, I will. I will. Now we have 2 police officers, but he's not the supervisor.
Go ahead. Wait for your supervisor.
Who are you? Yeah. What's your badge number?
1083.
1083. Awesome. I just pulled over by this guy for no reason.
Oh.
I mean, he thinks he has a reason, but he doesn't. So.
Tony here, won't give me his last name, has asked to speak to a supervisor based on him alleging that he was erroneously pulled over. So we're going to get a supervisor out here so we can talk about it.
Y'all got his name.
I got his first name.
You got his first name. Does he have a driver's license? You have a
He
driver's
hasn't given it to me yet. He asked for to speak to a supervisor, and we got one in round.
Fantastic. We're going to need to see your driver's license to see who you are.
No.
So, can I ask, what are you doing?
I was explaining to him. First of all, if you'd come out of your office instead of yelling and screaming, I might have stopped for you.
I asked you to stop. I said, sir, can I talk to you? And then you start pulling off. I tapped the back of your truck and said, stop. And you sped off.
I sped off. I just drove away. I didn't speed. Sorry.
That's just a matter of semantics.
Anyway.
So my question to you.
You ever heard of a First Amendment audit?
I got you. Have you ever heard of security?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Homeland Security? Have you ever heard of anything about folks driving by and taking pictures?
Yeah.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, just like any law enforcement agency or anybody, would get very suspicious when somebody, this is the second time you have driven by our building and you have taken photos.
Right.
This time
Correct.
You went around twice, then you pulled in.
Well, I had to come back.
Thank you. You pulled into the parking lot. You come through and you slowly go by and you're recording the whole front side of our
Right.
building.
Correct.
The glass, are you looking for cameras? You're looking for glass? You're looking for security measures of what we have? Are you recording all the vehicles in our parking lot? Sir, I have concerns, and you can say you're...
I understand your concern, but you have no right to ask me for my ID. No. Actually, I don't.
Well, good. What I need to see is I need to see your driver's
Not
license.
happening. Not happening.
When the supervisor arrived, the cop who stopped the journalists completely changed his story. According to his new version, the man almost robbed and broke into the police station. He invented that the man was driving circles around the police station, slowly filming every detail. Of course, he took this opportunity to make himself a big hero who approached the man just to make sure everything was okay and, of course, to save the police station from being robbed. The cop lied to the supervisor, thinking that his story would turn out to be true, as if the man had not recorded everything from the beginning of their interaction.
I'll put my hand in my pocket. I don't have any weapons. I got a baby in the car. So, and you guys
don't know that. We
So,
don't
like,
know who you are.
You see that?
Tony, when I approached you...
You think I'm screwing around with weapons with a baby in the car?
Listen, Tony, when I approached you right there, all I asked you was, who are you? What are you doing?
And what did I say? Well,
You said, I've got no reason to talk to you. It's my First Amendment right. I can do whatever I want to. Is this a law?
That's not what you... Listen, no, I don't think that's what I said.
Maybe
I asked you what your reason was for stopping me.
Because you drove by my building.
You basically said because you wanted to.
No, I didn't.
All right.
Again, you're wrong about that.
All right. Listen, this officer, and I think this officer probably would agree, that there's nothing unlawful about what I did. Correct? What is unlawful about pulling through a public parking lot?
We've been attacked, officers have been killed, and people have blown up police departments and federal buildings.
I know, but
Doing what you're doing. Look,
I understand that. I understand that. Look, I don't hate cops. I'm not one of these cop-hating.
you're doing, but
This is what's called a First Amendment audit, which I told him.
your conversation.
That you would agree, I think all three of you would agree that the street is public, correct? Correct? Public street? Public parking lot? Public building?
Is it Tony? Is that-
Yeah, Tony.
Tony,
Videography is not illegal, correct?
do you want to listen to me?
No.
You don't.
I don't, actually.
So what I need from you, Tony.
Not happening.
Tony?
Tony, here's my supervisor.
I'm Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Well, this is a big to-do about nothing.
Okay.
I mean, you want to hear his spiel first? I mean, I don't know.
Sure. This is Tony. I think apparently that's all we know at this point. My name is Tommy Farmer. I work over here at the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. So I'm in a conference call, and I think maybe they're still on with the conference call. And Tony, at this vehicle, this truck, drives around our building twice and then slows again. Now this is the second event. Probably a month or so ago, this vehicle, driven by this gentleman, drove by our building and out on the roadway and snapped pictures and videos, really slow, everything about our parking lot and our building. Okay? So nothing was done, nothing was said, that's fine. So I'm on a conference call today, and I this vehicle drive by again and then turn around and comes through our parking lot and his phone up just like he's doing it right now. He slows down and he slowly goes into our parking lot and he's videoing everything about our building. The front doors, I don't know if he's recording where all the cameras are at, all of our security devices, all of our security measures. He slowly goes down through all of that. I leave the conference room, go out the door. He stopped in our driveway, in our parking lot. I walk over and I said, "Sir, can I talk to you? Sir, who are you? Can I talk to you?" He starts pulling out of the driveway. I said, "Sir, stop." I tapped the back of his truck. I said, "Stop. I want to talk to you." He speeds off, takes off down the road. I stop him right here. When I approach him here, I walk up. I said, "Sir, who are you? Do you have a driver's license? And who are you?" And he said, "Who are you? And what authority? You have no authority to stop me." I said, "I'm Tommy Farmer with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. I do have the authority to stop you. You're suspicious. What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm leaving." I said, "No, you're not leaving. And it's going to be one of those. That's fine. I'll call Chattanooga Police Department. You can talk to them and explain to them who you are. But no, you're not leaving." So then he chose to pull up and back up, and he redirects his vehicle like he's going to get out of here. I'm on the phone with the dispatcher. I'm sure that's on the recorded line.
The cop continued his accusations, claiming that the man didn't want to talk to him, not even give him his name and ID. He presented it as the greatest crime, not as a human right. I think some cops don't really like constitutional law because then they can't have as much authority over citizens as they would like. Now it's the man's turn to tell his version of the story. The man started talking about filming the building and why he didn't stop when the cop first told him to stop, in hopes that the supervisor knew the law.
You pull my vehicle and block the driveway until your officers could get here. No cooperation whatsoever. He has refused to provide any identification or anything, and then I can turn it over and let your guys handle it from there. We're still not, and I have asked him since then, "Sir, I'm telling you, I'm going to look at your driver's license.
I don't think so.
I'm going to identify you one way or the other."
Well,
I'm just letting you know that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm just hoping this supervisor, I'm sure P. Moser, knows the law.
So what's your take?
The only take I have is that nothing I did was illegal. Nothing I did allowed him to suspect that I was engaged in any kind of criminal activity. Taking photos is not criminal. Driving through his parking lot is not criminal. He had no right to detain me. What he did is he hit his lights, he pulled me over. I didn't know who he was when he came out of his office. I was pulling out of his lot by the time I saw him, and he's yelling, and I'm just like, I don't have any reason to stop for this guy. I don't know who he is. He didn't say stop police or anything. He just said stop. I have no obligation to stop for him because I don't know who he is. He didn't flash a badge or anything. Anyway, that doesn't matter because everything I did was completely 100% lawful. And for him to pull me over and say he has a right to ID me is incorrect. Because I was not engaged. He has no PC to think I was engaged in any kind of criminal activity. That I either had been or was about to engage in criminal activity.
But you were over there taking pictures of the building.
Yeah, I drove past, camera like this, went down to the cul-de-sac, turned around, came back. He followed me one time before, which is what he said. I was going to FedEx, right? And I just said, oh, TBI. I watch a lot of these First Amendment audits on YouTube. So I just decided to do my own impromptu one. Stuck the camera, I just had the camera like right here in the window. I'm driving by. He follows me to FedEx. I pull in the lot. I didn't even know he was following me. I pulled in the lot, got my package out, went into FedEx, and I see this guy. And I'm like, I wonder if that was from the TBI. So the next time when I pulled out, I saw his truck parked in the lot, and I said, oh, sure enough, that was the guy from TBI. They followed me. I couldn't believe it, that just having my camera in the window slowly driving by was enough for this guy to follow me. So today, we're in the neighborhood. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go over there again and see if they're stupid enough to overreact like that. And sure enough, this guy was stupid enough to overreact like that. Because honestly, I got my baby, and this officer's concerned about her welfare, which, I mean, that's why he wanted to ID me, huh?
Got your baby in the truck?
Yeah, she's right there.
Baby okay?
Yeah.
I thought we needed to check and make sure.
Yeah. She's sitting right there. So anyway, look, officer, I mean, you know that you have to have a probable cause to ID somebody. This isn't a stop and ID state.
Well, you're videoing a federal building.
That's not unlawful. There were Homeland Security issued a notice about it saying it's not unlawful. The Supreme Court has ruled on it numerous times that it's not unlawful. It is 100%, Tennessee has no law against videotaping basically anything you can see from public, and that's a public road, public parking lot, public building. I could have walked into his building and videotaped. There's no law against it. I can do that. I'll go over there and do it right now. Yes, I can. It's a public building, correct? I'm sorry. You want to pat it down?
If you would let us, that'd be great.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put your hands on the hood there. Or the truck.
You know, curious this time.
The best part was when the cop proceeded to write down this man's license plate number in order to find him in the system and identify him. Then he took his camera and started filming the man as if the man was going to run away. But the cop forgot one thing. He forgot to stand 6 feet away from an unarmed person while he was armed. Great. Now the man can sue him for this too. The cop tried to deal one last blow to the man when he asked him if he had any mental problems. In reality, he only humiliated himself and the man was free to go.
Grab my plate so he can ID me, which is great. Good work. Yeah, Bubba? I know, I would. You're free to take a picture from a distance if you like, but get out of my personal space.
Yeah, Tony, I tell you what, son. Thank you.
You should have a good one on our body, Tony. That's freedom of
Yeah.
information.
I'm not required to go for your lineup, so.
Tony, I know I should probably ask you, do you have any psychological issues? Have you ever, any treatment issues or anything like that?
Do you?
I'm just sitting
Have you
there.
gone for family counseling or anything? Emotional problems? Do you take drugs of any kind? Are you drinking right now, sir? Have you been drinking?
So is your
I
name
swear.
Anthony or is it Tony?
I'm not giving you any information other than what I've already given. And you got my license plate, so you can figure out who I am, so you can go away now. What do you think that would be worth for about an hour's worth of unlawful detainment
I have no idea how long you've
in a civil case? What do you think?
How long have you been here? I have no idea.
Well, it's probably going to be going on an hour soon.
Probably would have been done probably within 5 minutes if you identified yourself and you explained you had legal reasons.
There would have been no problem at all if you hadn't followed me.
So we're not going to agree anymore.
Right.
So no point in asking questions.
Right? Correct. That's because none of your officers pulled me over for an infraction. So unless you're saying I've committed an infraction.
And you're observed by an officer, an agent, stops the vehicle, and you're not producing driver's license. I'm going to let this officer here talk to you a second about what we're going to do with that.
Mr. Tony?
Yep.
Tony, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, you're good to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good
Can I
day.
just go around you guys?
No, we're going to back out here.
Okay. All right.
Just let you know you're good to go.
Okay.
When a female officer received a call about a white van stealing campers, she decided to stop a man driving a random white car and ask for his ID based on that suspicion. First of all, lady, there are so many white cars, and secondly, if the man gives her his ID, how will that show her that he's not the one who stole the campers? The female officer insisted that she was in the middle of an investigation, classic, and that the man was now part of that investigation, classic her. So he had to listen to her. When the man asked her to call a supervisor, she only said she was a sergeant. Well, that doesn't mean there isn't anyone in a higher position than her, now does it? However, she didn't like anyone questioning her position and authority, so she threatened the man that he would go to jail if he didn't give her his ID. That's the problem with cops. They escalate the situation too quickly from a simple traffic stop to going to jail.
I have to be suspected of committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or had committed a crime. I didn't do any of those. I did what I could to dispel your suspicion. I told you exactly what was going on. I showed you the apps on my phone. I show you the plane here that's an emergency aircraft diverting to Dublin. I told you exactly what's going on, and in fact, here's the security code. 135 or 134 is what the security officer told me the code was to the bathroom, and you can go over there and verify that. To identify me for suspicion, you have to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime
so your
had been
vehicle
committed.
matches the description of campers that
What's
get
the
stolen
description
from
of the
here.
vehicle?
We have a white Dodge truck
There's a lot of white Dodge trucks.
That's very accurate. So you're here. We're getting a call from security who manages Z-Max.
Okay.
Your truck matches the description of the truck that is used to steal campers. Your truck comes back to a business.
Does this description of the truck that steals campers, did they get a license plate?
No.
Did they get anything other than a white Dodge truck?
No.
That's not reasonable, articulable suspicion that this is the truck.
Exactly. That's why I have to identify you, because if you
Identifying me is not going to help you find out whether or not I've
No, but if the
committed
camper
any
goes
crime.
stolen tonight, then I know I can eliminate you because I came and talked to you.
You can't eliminate me. What if I came back to steal a camper?
Well, then I already have your information.
But do you see what I'm saying?
You just have
It doesn't
to
make
give
sense.
It does.
I don't have to give you my license if it's not a stop and ID state and I didn't commit a crime.
So
Can we
you're
have a
in an
supervisor,
area.
please?
I am a sergeant.
It doesn't make any sense, Sergeant.
That's fine. You are here
Okay,
in an
what if I
area,
decline to give you my ID?
then
Am I free to go?
No.
I'm not free to go.
No.
You said it wasn't a traffic stop.
No.
It's
a
not a
call for
traffic stop,
service.
but a call for service
Yes.
isn't enough.
Yes, it is.
It's not
in the
enough.
state of North Carolina, yes,
It's
it is.
not enough, Sergeant.
All right, well, hold on. I'll get a lieutenant out here, and we'll either determine if you're going to jail or not because you're failing.
Why
to
would
do
wait,
it.
hold on? Why would I go to jail for a conversation?
Because you're not giving me your
Okay,
identification.
Sergeant, Miss Collins, let me tell you the problem with policing. You guys are so quick to throw people in jail.
Given that the female officer was too confident in herself and the correctness of her actions, the man saw that this conversation would not end quickly. That's when he decided to give her his driver's license for her to write down everything she thought she needed, and he planned to go and file a complaint against her as soon as she was done with it.
Do anything wrong? I just told you what I was doing. Because I believe. Did you?
Put your information in.
Here's why.
And we're done.
Here's why. You swore an oath to defend the Constitution. You don't have reasonable articulable
I do at this
suspicion.
point.
You
You're in
don't.
an area, you
Here's
match
what I'll
the
do.
description of the
I'm
call.
going to give you my license and I'm going to file a complaint.
That's fine.
We're going to make this a YouTube video.
That's fine.
We're going to make it go famous.
That's fine.
And Miss Collins, I apologize because there's a lot of people out there doing a good job. But I don't think that you're doing the right thing.
That's fine. And I will explain the complaint process and everything to you so that
And
way
can you give me a complaint form?
I cannot. It's at our police department. I'll give you the address.
We're going to do the complaint.
Okay, that's fine.
We're going to do the complaint.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wait, can I see this for a second?
In a second. 350 Concord, 27 out of California.
What I should have done, ma'am, is put it on the dashboard and made you take it.
It's going to be out of California. Adam 5098224. Adam 5098224 out of California.
Can I go get a complaint form now?
Yes, sir.
They're open?
Yes.
They will give me one?
Yes, so if you go to the
And
address-
listen, it's not about you.
That's fine, I get it.
It's about the Constitution, and I believe,
I understand.
and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I will stand corrected, but we're going to go through the process and
That's
figure it
fine.
out.
That's completely fine.
A sheriff stopped a white van, but he didn't want to tell the people inside the van that he was actually looking for a white van going northbound to southbound. Instead, he asked them if they had seen such a white van. The people in the van even joked and told the sheriff that they didn't see any other van but theirs. However, they then realized that the sheriff actually suspected it was them. The husband tried to explain to the sheriff that they were going from southbound to northbound. However, the sheriff then claimed that they could have turned around. Then he asked for their ID, which of course the people didn't give to him. In order to ask them for ID, he had to pull them over first, which the sheriff definitely didn't do. Besides, he didn't have a doubt that they were the white van that he was looking for. In vain, he accused them of turning around.
Supervisor that you can talk?
Supervisor. I'm the sheriff.
So you should know, sir, that you can't pull us over. Okay, what's your badge? You're the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff.
And your name is?
Looking for a white van that's northbound, probably in the northbound, southbound lane. Y'all see anything like that? Located reported back roadside park, northbound.
Where from? Well, we just came from Holly. But I didn't see any white van other than ours.
Now we got a reported one going northbound, southbound lane.
Northbound and the southbound lane. Oh, wow. Well, that was not us. You didn't observe that with us, did you?
We all hit it.
Well, I'm still curious why you pulled us over.
Looking for a white van.
Well, you found a white van,
Yeah.
but we weren't in the southbound lane going northbound.
I understand that.
So I'm still curious why you pulled us over. Legally pulled us over.
I'm looking for a white van. You couldn't change over.
But you can't just pull us over because you suspect us as being a white man.
Make sure that it wasn't y'all.
All right. Well, it wasn't us. So if you have any other reason to believe it was us, you can continue. Otherwise, we'd like to be on our way.
Still like to see an ID.
Let's see your ID. What's your badge number?
I'm 72.
You didn't show me a badge, just so you know. I don't see a badge. I see it. Anybody could have that uniform on. You have a supervisor that you can talk to?
Supervisor. I'm the sheriff.
So you should know, sir, that you can't pull us over. Okay, what's your badge? You're the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff.
And your name is?
David Holliday.
David Halliburton. Well, David, we didn't break any law.
I know that.
And I understand.
On the other hand, I can legally ask for an ID.
Not in Texas.
Yes, sir.
Because you have to lawfully pull us over.
I lawfully pulled you over.
Okay, David, I want you to know I'm going to follow through with attorneys on this, so I want you to be very clear. If you violate her Fourth Amendment right now, that's a constitutional. You have. Just stop alone is about.
The sheriff was stubborn and didn't want to let people get on with their day. It was obvious that they weren't doing anything illegal, and they even had their children in the van with them. However, the sheriff insisted that he had the right to ask them questions. Well, he asked them questions, and they helped him all the time until they realized he was violating their constitutional rights. Then the husband advised his wife, who was driving the van at the time, to feel free to give the sheriff her ID because he would definitely lose his qualified immunity when they filed the complaint against him. In order to legally stop them, they had to catch them doing something illegal, which definitely didn't happen here. Although the sheriff realized his mistake, his ego didn't allow him to apologize and let these people go. His ego was bigger though, so he took the woman's ID and wrote down whatever he wanted. When he returned the ID, he said that was all he wanted and that people could now go about their day. Well, just because he wanted them to give him ID doesn't mean it has to be that way, but it will be okay because this sheriff is definitely going to learn where he belongs soon.
Why don't you just let us go down the road? Why don't you let us continue? This isn't the van you're looking for.
I can legally ask questions.
You can legally ask, but your stop itself is illegal.
I can ask for an ID.
David, the stop's illegal, and you know this.
Stop's legal.
It's illegal. Did you observe us doing something illegal? Being a white man's not illegal, sir.
I can legally stop.
You're not going to like this. Believe me. Show him your ID because now he knows his qualified immunity is gone right now. He knows he didn't pull us over for a valid reason. Being a white man, give him your ID. This is a violation of her constitutional rights right now. Yes, it is, sir.
Still living Holly.
Sir, she's not going to answer any questions. This is exactly what we talk about all the time, isn't it, guys? This is exactly what we discussed. A white van, not observed doing anything, and here we are. Are we free to go?
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Just trying to figure out where you're going, you know.
We're going about our business lawfully and legally, like we always are. All right, well, you'll be hearing from us, sir. Thank you. Be safe, please.
A cop spotted a citizen wearing a ballistic vest without markings and walking in public. The issue is that it's not illegal to wear a ballistic vest in public, but for some reason, the cop acted like it was. Then the cop asked for this guy's ID, and if he didn't give him the ID, he threatened to knock him to the ground and point a gun at him. The cop was so bothered that this man was armed, even though the man himself told him that he had a gun, and even informed him that it was positioned forward on his right hip to make the cop feel safer. Let's not forget that the police are the ones who are armed, and many times the cops are the ones who approach unarmed people and make them feel scared. How can a cop who is also armed and has his colleagues around be afraid of a person who himself disclosed the location of his gun? Every time the guy asked the cop if it was illegal to carry a gun and his ballistic vest in public, the cop didn't say anything. He just continued to be silent. It was as if he knew he was wrong, but he still didn't want to admit it, so he continued with his threats. Eventually, the cop went crazy and told the guy to lie on the ground. And the conclusion of this story? There's nothing worse than when a citizen attacks the ego of a police officer.
I don't have to present it.
So
You
it's
know-
going to go either one way or it's going to go another way.
Okay. Just so you know, I am recording.
Good, so am I.
Okay.
Wearing a ballistic vest with no markings walking around the public.
Is it illegal to wear a ballistic vest?
Do you have any ID on you?
Is it illegal to wear a ballistic vest?
Okay, signal 44. You're not compliant. I'm going to put you on the ground at gunpoint if you don't comply. That's what I'm telling you.
So you're gonna violate my civil rights?
You're armed wearing a ballistic vest walking around public.
Is that illegal?
Sir,
Is that illegal?
down in Cicero 60, he's still not compliant.
What's going on, guys? I got Orange County sheriffs again on me, harassing me. He was across the street just observing me, doing nothing, standing on public property. I'm here with a friend at his property, and he's claiming that me having a vest and being armed, which I informed him I'm armed, that he's gonna put me at gunpoint and put me down.
I'm gonna
inform you that, sir, you might be able to back away because if he reaches for that weapon.
I'm not gonna reach for it. I'm not gonna reach for it. And just so you know exactly where it is, it's on my right hip. Okay. So this is what I was telling you that I do. If people obeying the law makes you scared, makes you paranoid, you shouldn't be a cop. Because what you are is you're a danger to the public.
All right, at this point, get on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Get on the ground, put your hands behind your back.
Yes, sir.
This time, we're diving into a real headache for a guy who's been dealing with relentless early morning contractor noise for a whopping 4 years. Imagine waking up to that racket every day. The video unfolds his frustrating journey seeking help from the police, only to face disappointments, including an absurd wrongful arrest. The problem flared up when, for the umpteenth time in 4 years, workers began their noisy activities at 5 in the freaking morning, an hour earlier than allowed. The racket was so loud it roused the man from his sleep, proving to be the final straw. Frustrated, he decided to take matters into his own hands and approached a cop to file a complaint about regulating the noise and early works for the neighborhood's sake. However, the cop remained seated in his car, shielded from the cold with closed windows, indifferent to the sleep disruptions and health issues faced by the community. Despite the man's plea for understanding, the cop insisted that those bothered by the noise should file complaints with the workers, neglecting his duty to maintain public order as an official.
And you can hear the construction worker. Why don't we go down here right here? They're over a half an hour. They've been out here for 45 minutes. Let's go arrest them. 4 years. Why not? What's the noise ordinance? When's construction supposed to start?
I would have to look it up.
Look it up. I'll be right back. I'm going to go document them out there working early because you guys don't do your job.
Okay.
I shouldn't be woken up. Disorderly conduct, disturbing the peace, you know what that is? People waking me up for 4 years and you not getting off your ass and doing nothing. Okay. That's what you... Okay, great. Do me a favor, look up that code. I'll be back and we can go ahead and discuss it and see if they're early, all right?
All right.
Thanks, man. No, it's Pima County. And I'll just let you know from October 15th to April 15th, it's 7 o'clock in the morning for construction.
Yeah, and
6 o'clock.
6 a.m.
6 o'clock for concrete if they're pouring.
Okay.
From April 15th through the summer, it's 6 a.m., 5 a.m. if they're pouring concrete, man. I've been dealing with this for 4 years. I got it on video. I can hear the backup alarms because they're right across the railroad tracks from my house. And I've had enough. I'm suing Richmond, America, and you guys are in a lawsuit too.
Yeah,
because you guys aren't doing anything. You're not doing it. You're sitting right here in the bike path, generating revenue, pulling people over, and you're not even helping people. Like literally, I'm sick going to the hospital because I keep getting woken up for 4 years.
Okay.
4 years.
I mean, if you want to call in complaints, we're more than happy to go and
I've called complaints. Why don't you? You're sitting here. You can see them. You can say, hey, where are you going? Construction don't start till 6. Why don't you do that?
Because if they have a permit, they can start at 5.
No, they can't. They can only start at 5 if they're pouring concrete. Not leveling the ground, not fucking jackhammering it. The only way they can be out here at 5 a.m. is if they are pouring concrete.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to continue to look into it.
I appreciate it. Why are you parked on the bike path? So you're worried about this company that's losing $20 in beer, but you're not worried about somebody who's a taxpayer, a business owner that pays a lot of money into the county to go ahead and fix the problem that you guys have known about for 4 years.
Well, I haven't known about it. This is the first time.
You said you know who I am, so you knew that you're in a lawsuit. Second one's coming up. Third one's going to come up a month later.
And I agree with you. I know who you are and that you're in a lawsuit. I was unaware. I know, but no one brought it to my attention until right now.
Fair enough.
So
but
now that it's
so here's what happens. I'm going to post this video too. Every single one of you guys say, that's for the day. I'm not going to be a nice guy to any of you guys. You guys should sit back and confer with what's going on and get this shit figured out and make sure that there's some fucking peace and tranquility around here.
Yeah, and
I would be peaceful and I would be quiet. Do you really think I want to get out of bed at fucking 5 in the morning and go over and videotape a contractor? I'm disturbing their peace. I get woken up out of bed, have to go over there and videotape them, and I'm disturbing their peace. How does that even make sense?
And like I said, this is the first time I'm dealing with this.
Well, I'm glad you're sitting here. Now I know you're sitting here. You're going to be all over it for me, right?
I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look up all the statutes.
And if I am right, you're gonna be all over it, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So
where's Guy Marshall? Where'd he go?
Honestly,
is that a different zone or is that out of Arizona?
It's not out of Arizona. It's like a building. I'm not.
So he's still a sheriff's department in this in
yeah, he's
Tucson.
still in the sheriff's department.
He's just not a sergeant out here anymore?
Correct.
Okay.
The sad truth is that the cops did nothing for this citizen, as well as for the others in his neighborhood who are regular taxpayers. The cop also admitted that he came there at 3:30 after midnight, which was even worse because he saw the workers getting ready for work and did nothing, and did not approach them and didn't say anything to them, and that they were disturbing public peace and order at 5 in the morning. The cop even had to Google public order rules. He wanted to present himself as helpful and assured the man that he would make sure everything was fine. The problem was that all the cops the man had complained to in the previous 4 years also said that. And do you know what happened? The cops wrote in the reports that the man was harassing them.
Lumia.
She's still out here.
She's still out here?
Yes.
Her drunken ass is still out here, huh?
Yeah, she's still out here.
Okay. Well, hey, man, I'm not trying to be a dick to you, but it's you guys as a group that haven't done anything for me as a taxpayer and a citizen to help their situation get rectified. And it's very frustrating. I'm out here 4 o'clock in the morning, they were out here.
No, and I completely understand, so that's why I said, like...
What time did you get out here?
What was that?
What time did you stop here?
Out, like in this...
Yeah, right here.
About 2 hours ago.
So you've been here watching these dump trucks come in and out.
Yeah, I watched them go in and out.
Okay,
like I said,
well, now you know it's not... It's what they should be doing.
So
Richmond American over there, they're just over there. They woke me up at 4:30. They've got a guy out there delivering doors. That has nothing to do with concrete. And then I talked to this guy out here, and he just walks away. He called him on the phone and told him to skedaddle out of the neighborhood. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and now that I know, like I said, I'm gonna do like that's what I was Googling right now.
Okay.
You know, I'm not familiar with...
You guys have to Google that? How come you can't look up in your system?
I've got it in my system, too. I just find it easier to find it on Google. So.
Okay, well, I just don't know if it's...
No, we have it on our computer in our system. Like I said, I'm just more comfortable with my phone and finding statutes and whatnot that way. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not familiar with those statutes. I'm familiar with traffic statutes.
Well, I know, but that's what they got you guys out doing is giving tickets and dealing with people, the regular people, instead of real crimes. You know, politicians, business people, all those people who are fucking us over left and right. They don't have you guys deal with those. They're actual crimes that are on the books in the IRS. But how often do you guys go and arrest somebody for some white-collar crime?
Not that often.
I know. You guys are just out giving tickets and...
I completely understand what you're saying, and I'm going to do some digging into it.
I appreciate it.
I'm on again tonight, and I'll...
You'd be the only one that would do anything.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm here for, so...
Well, that's what the other people said that they were here for, too.
Well,
and then you know what they did? They went ahead and went back and then put in a police report that I was coming and bothering them. That's crazy. Oh, I don't care. You can put as many as you want. It don't bother. At this point, you guys don't understand how far you pushed this guy.
Oh, I mean,
this guy, I'm going to spend every dime that I have in my life.
The cop claimed that he was only having a normal conversation with this man. Then why is backup on the way? Are cops afraid of people who know the law better than them? Or is it easier for them to outsmart people if there are more of them? When the new cop came, he jumped in front of the man and asked him for his ID for research. But the man didn't want to give it to him. The cop arrogantly asked the man if he wanted answers for his questions at all or not. The thing is, the man wanted answers to his questions, but he didn't ask this cop for anything.
Well, you can.
You're talking to me?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't care. I went and made a complaint on Dick Castiger over there, and instead of taking my complaint, they filed a police report on me. That's what kind of fucking people I'm dealing with. Dick Castiger's in the next lawsuit.
No, I'm not trying to do a report. I mean...
Well, I don't... Like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you what happens and what a lot of these other people do. Instead of helping, they just go ahead and try and demonize me because all the tax revenue that they get off of these new builds and all the new taxes that the county's getting for these homes.
Yeah.
I got another quick question for you. I've noticed... This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm glad she drives like a crazy person.
Hey, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just talking.
You're doing some what?
No, I got some research for you, Mark.
Okay.
So, according to the Pima County statute noise ordinance, the 9.30.
Why are you driving like a crazy person?
Huh?
I'm talking to her, name and badge number. Why are you driving like a crazy person?
Can I talk to you real quick?
No, I want her name and number. No, you can't.
Do you want to know?
I'm asking questions. I was talking to him.
Okay.
You just jump in here, Tubby, and start talking to me and interrupting our conversation.
Do you want the answer to your question?
What I want, yes, I do want the answer to my
tell
question.
you it?
Did I ask you a question?
However, the new cop's primary concern was whether the man intended to upload the video to YouTube for educational purposes. It became evident that the cop knew the man's identity and his talent for creating educational content. The new cop then departed and the man returned to converse with the initial cop, questioning why he called for backup. The cop asserted that he only contacted his colleague to inquire about statutes, claiming innocence in calling the female officer who arrived promptly. Then why did the cops who came as backup drive at the speed of light as if they had to arrest the worst criminal in the world and not just a man who wanted to get some sleep in the morning? But the cop was hopeless. He didn't know how to answer any of the questions and just pretended to be nice because it was obvious the man was filming the whole time. Eventually, the man had to leave to avoid being late for work, parting with a suggestion for the cop to teach his colleagues how to drive.
I've been helping.
Did I ask you a question?
Do you want the answer?
Did I ask you a question?
You're going to put this on YouTube for educational purposes? Begin nothing prior than 5 a.m. 5 a.m.
No,
to 7
it's
p.m.
6 o'clock,
No.
5 a.m. for concrete.
Nope.
Yep.
That's what the Pima County ordinance right here, section 4.
When did it change?
Look at the website.
I already did. You guys better check it out. It's 5 o'clock for
Well, I'm in
concrete.
East Nave, Mark. Tell your subscribers I said hi. All right,
What's your name and badge number, crazy
You
person?
already know it. Come on.
I don't know hers. I don't know yours.
Yeah,
Driving like a crazy person, both of you.
I on call like at home.
Well, like you're at Mod Pizza getting lunch and they tell you to leave your vehicle running because you're on call.
Well, I mean, so that's kind of vague. I mean,
Well, no, he's just being a douchebag and lying. It was the coldest day of the year, and his little girlfriend was in the car, and he was leaving it running, so it was warm for her. That's not appropriate.
okay,
These are the people who get me fucking pissed off. You've been polite. I don't like waking up early, dude. I'm like the biggest asshole in the morning when I gotta wake up early, and then when I got two fucking idiots coming over here, crazy, driving up like a crazy person. That's my vehicle. What the fuck is she driving like that in my vehicle for?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I can't speak for her.
I know, but you even said, I don't know why she's driving like that, like a fucking idiot. Like she's gonna come put her gloves on and go hands on with somebody. You guys really need to watch your fucking steps. I'm telling you, that's the shit. There's the reason why I'm fucking filing lawsuits. You guys acting like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's bullshit.
But like I said, as far as the
Why'd
noise-
you call these guys over here? You were gonna look it up and then you called somebody over here.
I called him to ask him about the statute.
You
so,
did?
Yeah.
You called them fucking whipping over here. I'm surprised they weren't code 3 with their lights on.
So I would hope not. It's not an emergency.
Well, she drove like an idiot, like she was in some kind of fucking high, desperate situation.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. I gotta go to work, but I'm just saying, you said you were gonna help me. All you did is brought this guy over to fucking spout off. He don't know what he's talking about.
Like I said, I'm
Look
gonna
into it a little bit further because he don't know what he's talking about. He just wants to come over here like he's some fucking tough guy. Apparently he was a bully in high school and intimidated people, and that's what he thinks he's doing with me. He's not. Just because he knows mine probably look pretty decent on YouTube. These two fucking idiots that come up roaring up like they're gonna save the world or something, they're gonna look like fucking idiots.
Well, I've had my time to realize the way to act. So.
Well, this guy is pretty young. He looks like he's new to the force over here. Mitchell, how long's he been on?
I don't know exactly.
Well, I can look it up. I'll find.
I agree.
And when somebody calls about construction workers for 4 years, you guys should do something instead of trying to demonize that person.
And like I said, this is literally, honestly, the first time I've heard about it.
Yeah. I think we met before over at Quick Mart, though.
So it wasn't at Quick Mart. We've met over by the railroad tracks prior.
Oh, were you the one guarding the mailboxes?
That was me.
Gotcha. You do know that's a federal police job, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
You guys were trying to intimidate me. You weren't really over there to watch the mailboxes.
Honest to God, I really was.
But that's for the federal police to deal with.
And
you
I
can't
agree.
even do anything to them.
So I was just sitting there just because some of the residents asked me to.
Yeah.
Because they had some stuff stolen.
So the residents ask you to sit there because they have stuff stolen. I asked the sheriff department to help me, and they don't do anything except turn it around and demonize me.
And see, like I said, I wasn't aware of that.
Gotcha.
But I will research this in the city or Pima County codes and whatnot, and see what I can figure out as far as what they're doing, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
Try and figure out a solution.
Okay. Well, tell idiot to fucking learn how to drive in our vehicles, would you?
All right.
Thanks.
This is what it looks like when things start heating up right from the start. A cop was very aggressive towards a man from the very beginning, telling him to put his phone in his pocket immediately because he had to detain and handcuff him. The reason for this was entirely valid in the cop's mind. He was in the middle of a crime investigation. However, the man ironically asked the cop what crime he would be investigating, and the cop said he didn't know. So he wanted to arrest someone even though he didn't know why, and he admitted it on camera. Then the cop started giving stupid examples to the man. He told the man to imagine that he was a plumber and that he was called by someone who had problems with the plumbing in their house. When he got to the house and looked at the plumbing, he would have to know what the problem was. I'm not sure if this cop is ignorant or if he's trying to say that a cop knows exactly how to smell crime as soon as he leaves his house. One thing is certain, he got annoyed when the man told him he had no authority. The officer then told his colleague to help him, and the two aggressively arrested the man.
Actually, I'm recording this interaction.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Duggan, 213.
Duggan 213. So why would I put my cell phone down or put
Because
it
I'm
in my
going to
pocket?
detain you in handcuffs.
Detain me in handcuffs for what?
So I can investigate a possible crime.
What crime?
Dude, are you going to go along with the program or not?
What crime?
Are you going to go along with the program or not?
What crime? I mean, what crime is it?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? You're here to investigate. You're here to investigate something you don't know yet?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, that's
And what's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
My name's right here. My badge number's right there on my badge.
All right. First name right, last name here. Is that it?
Yeah.
First name right, last name here. So you're investigating me for walking around a public place?
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question. You're investigating me? No, let me ask you a question. You're not the one in control
So
here.
if you're a plumber, and you get called to a house because they have a plumbing issue,
Here we
you're
go
supposed to
with
know by the
some
time you
fake
get
ass.
there what the problem is. Is that what you're saying?
What was that?
You be quiet and listen. If you're a plumber and you get called to a house because someone has a plumbing issue and they go, something's wrong with my pipes because they're leaking, you're supposed to know right when you get there exactly what the problem is? Yes or no?
Let me ask you a
No,
question.
no,
When,
no,
no,
no.
no, no, no,
Would you
no.
be
Hey,
expected-
hey, hush
would
up,
you be
hush up.
expected- okay.
So
Turn around.
let me ask you.
Bring it
Okay,
back.
I'm putting my phone in my thing. I'm recording you guys. Hold on, let me
Don't
slide
be
my
reaching
phone
your
in my
pocket.
pocket.
Hang on, he can put
What
it
are
in
you
his pocket.
doing? He said I could put it in my pocket. Let
Stop
me
yelling.
go.
Stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. Let me
Yes, you
go.
are.
You're hurting my wrist.
Put it in your
You're
pocket.
hurting
Put it
my
in your
wrist.
pocket.
Can I?
Yes.
You're holding me. Jesus Christ, you're
Put it in
hurting
your
my
pocket.
wrist too.
Put it
What's
in your
wrong
pocket.
with you? What's wrong with you? Let go out. Let go of my wrist. Dude, I have a fucking shoulder issue, you idiot. No, so I'm getting cuffed now.
However, the man complained of problems with his shoulder, asserting that the cops had gripped his hands too hard, prompting them to release him. Another colleague joined them, and the man revealed that he knew a lot more about the law than they thought. He explained that he was exercising his rights to test if he would encounter poorly behaved officers, and surprise, surprise, he did. The man then quizzed them about 148G penal code, and none of them had a clue. They stared at the man, realizing that they had underestimated him. Calling them clowns, he urged them to learn the law better and get back to work. The first officer injured the man's wrists with overly tight handcuffs, while another violated his constitutional rights. The third cop remained silent, condoning his colleagues' actions. In the end, the cops realized the hole they had dug for themselves and left with their heads down. That's what happens when you try to feed your ego over people who know the law better than you.
Right. We got Robertson. What's your name? Roberts? And we got Duggan, who's the piece of trash who detained you with no reasonable suspicion at all. Because you know you have to articulate it, right?
Are we done?
Now let me tell you a little something. I know a little bit more about the law than you guys think, and I don't dress like this every day. All right? This is partly a social experiment to see if you guys would treat me like a piece of trash, which you did, because you're a piece of trash, and you're a piece of trash. If I was dressed nicer, you probably wouldn't have put me in handcuffs. You can't handcuff somebody and detain them because they're exercising their rights. What you told me on camera, and I got it recorded on your body cam in here, was that the reasonable suspicion was somebody was walking through cars, crouching down, sitting down. Is that reasonable suspicion, you idiot? Are you that much of an idiot? Look at your stripes. How long have you been on the force? Are you that stupid? Are you that stupid? Tell me. Are you that stupid? Now that I have authority over you guys and I know how long I was detained for, you know what the Bain Act is? You know what 148G is of the penal code? Do you guys know what that is? Do you? Do you? Answer.
Is there anything you can help me
Answer
with?
it. Yeah, you can answer the question.
No, we're not going to answer any questions for you.
All right, we got clown 1 dismissed, clown 2 dismissed, clown 3 dismissed. Get out of here. Go back to work, you fucking pieces of trash. Get out of here. Yeah, you can get out of here. Bounce. See ya. What an idiot. Look at this is my wrist, guys. They say the cuffs weren't too tight. Look at that. Look at that. The cuffs aren't too tight though. The cuffs weren't too tight, guys. Get out of here. Bounce. Go. So we got this clown right here, guys. Put the cuffs on way too tight. One of them did hurt me. I don't know why you would do that. This dude right here just violated my rights with no reasonable suspicion. And for some reason, this guy right here isn't stopping him when he sees him doing something wrong, which makes you a piece of trash like them. See, bad cops get good cops killed. It's a philosophy, right? Yeah, bounce. Bounce. Later, Roberts, you're dismissed. Get out of here. Clown. You too. Straight clown. What's up with this car? Later, clown. Let's see what we got here. Bounce. You put on a little weight, bud. Like I always say, take the badge, take the gun. You're probably nothing but a coward. The way you treat the public, such a coward act, man. You could have talked to me. You could have looked around the car. What was the point of putting me in handcuffs?
I suggest watching the beginning of your video.
I will. I didn't.
I was talking to you.
Yeah, but all I did was exercise my Fifth Amendment right to not talk to you. Okay. That's all I did. All right. You fucking nerd. Get out of here.
Have a good day.
Get out of here, you clown. Go. Now he's going to hang out with me and waste public money, guys. So I'm going to hang out with him as long as it takes. This guy, too. See you later.
Later.
Now what I'm going to do, because the sidewalk's over there and I pretty much know who your RP was, I'm going to go continue to record in public.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, I will. Bounce. Look at this piece of trash, guys. How you look at yourself in the mirror knowing you're not a man?
A woman called the cops to report a guy taking her picture. All the guy was doing was exercising his rights. The fact that the woman is uncomfortable being photographed while in public does not mean that the guy's rights end there. After all, they live in America, and everyone should know that people are in a position to record and take pictures of whatever they want in public, even people. The cops asked this guy for his ID to make sure he wasn't doing anything wrong. The guy told the cops that he would give them his ID, but just to wait until he found it in his pocket. The guy then pulled out two wooden letters, I and D. He started laughing at the cops, and their faces showed how flustered they were. They told the guy to hide it, but still, they couldn't do a damn thing. The guy didn't commit any crime or plan to do anything illegal. When the cops realized that they had encountered someone who knew how to defend their rights, they all walked together in one shameful walk back to their vehicles.
You're not going to get me, right?
We're not going to get your
I'll give
information.
you my ID.
That would be perfect.
Do you
Thank
want
you.
ID?
That's all we need. ID. That'd be great.
Okay, I'm going to reach my pocket.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I got to go over.
I know you do. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Oh, you got the big ID right here. Big ID. Here you go.
Congratulations. Your story is great. You're doing a great job for your story. You're doing a great job for your story. You're doing an outstanding job. I know.
Okay.
I know. You're amazing.
Well, why are you guys out here bothering me?
Again, we got a call to contact you.
That's
from
perfectly
citizens
fair.
that would like to know exactly why you're recording them.
I'm doing a story. I don't know what citizen you're talking about. Are you talking about like a women up there?
You don't need to.
Well, I
the
have
ones
to.
that you're
That's
recording on
somebody
them
that
as well.
complained on me, so I need to know.
Again, you don't need to know their name.
Well, then you don't need to know mine.
I absolutely do. You're
Well,
the one
you
committing
do,
the
you
suspicious
do,
behavior.
Is that a misdemeanor or a felony?
So, can we get your ID, please?
Absolutely not. Because I'm not committing a crime. I know my rights.
You could be committing a crime.
I could be, but am I?
Right, that's what we're investigating now. That's what
Dude,
we're investigating now.
You gotta try a little bit better.
That's what we're
I
investigating
mean, I understand if I was out here, maybe if I went through a restricted area, you know. I know it kind of sucks, but you guys got to know that.
You talk a lot.
Well, let me tell you a couple things. You guys are law enforcement, correct?
And you're here
Not
to
feeling
harass law enforcement as
No,
well
I'm
as
not.
anybody out here. No, that's how you get
Dude,
down.
that's
That's how you
ignorant.
get down.
That's ignorant. Come on.
It's impressive that you're trying to make your story. I got you.
Well, you
This
guys
is
are
the
out here on
police,
me. I
and
mean-
yes, we got called to you. It wasn't like we came out here. We don't care until somebody who
Okay. Well,
says
if you don't
that
care,
you're creepy.
So okay, let's take that.
Does
what
that.
you just
So
said. Hold on,
somebody,
let's
which
pause,
part
time
do you
out.
want to take? Do you have your ID?
Hold on, time
That's
out.
all we're asking is your ID.
I don't-
Time out.
time
Do you have
out.
your ID? Time out. Do you have your ID?
Hey,
Time out.
hey.
Time out. Do you have your ID?
What are you, the
I know.
opposing team?
Are we gonna sit here and just try to talk over each other? It's amazing.
No, I'm
It's
just
awesome.
telling you to time out.
No,
so I
time
can
out. Do you have your
correct
ID?
you. I'm not giving
No,
you my ID.
you're not
And
giving
I'll
your
never
ID.
give my ID unless I commit a crime. or am under articulatable suspicion that I'm going to commit a crime, which obviously there is none. I mean, it kind of sucks, but you gotta take a breath, take a seat back, and understand that I've done nothing wrong, man. This is America. You gotta remember. Is that
trying to leave?
Well, female. Who cares if it's a female?
She was spooked out about it.
Right?
Why is this person out here taking photographs of me?
Because I can. Because I can,
You
man.
can just sit here and record.
I mean, you guys could watch me if you think I'm gonna do something bad. Your whole thing.
No, we think you're absolutely creepy, and we are agreeing with the citizen.
Is it because of my eyeballs?
Hold on,
I got contacts in?
We believe that he is extremely creepy, and what he is doing is a horrible thing. But all he's trying to do is do his little bait and switch, which is a horrible thing. So that's who he is. That's what he's about. Make sure you include that in the story.
I'll keep
Sir,
it. It's all gonna.
You're
be
dope. You're amazing. Thanks, make sure you try not to creep out too.
I won't. I'm not.
Have a good day.
All right, you guys take care. See ya. The walk of shame, gentlemen. Learn the law. Gotta learn the law. Walk of shame.
A guy was enjoying a nice day of fishing when he was surrounded by several cops. One of them even put his finger on the trigger of the gun and pointed it at him, who, let's remember, was doing nothing but fishing. The female officer told him to put his hands up and not move, which he was already doing because he was fishing. His hands were up because he was holding his rod and didn't move because he was waiting for the fish to bite. Then the cops started to ask for his ID without any explanation. At least they could explain why one of the cops pointed a gun at him while he was fishing and he didn't do anything illegal. Cops always seem to forget that they're there to make citizens feel safer, not to make citizens feel even more threatened by their actions. The man refused to give them any ID and asked them all for their name and badge number.
Holy yo, what the why are you pointing that gun at me? My hands are up. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm just fishing. Okay, well, I don't like the fact that this guy has a finger on the trigger and he's got his gun pointed at me. Okay, and that's perfectly lawful. Oh, you're coming to check me out, but you got this guy over here pointing a What?
Hey.
My hands are up, dude.
Stand down.
He just told you to stand down.
All right, partner, you can.
No, bullshit. I want names and badge numbers now. Sorry. No, f that. No, absolutely not. The fact that that guy still has his gun pointed at me. After you were told to stand down, so I want your name and ID.
It wasn't clear to these cops why they had to identify themselves. Well, firstly, it's their professional obligation. And secondly, the guy wants to file a complaint against all the cops who abused him while he was simply fishing. Even if he was fishing outside the regulations, shouldn't they just write him a fine and remove him from that place? It still wouldn't give them the right to point guns at him.
This is harassment of a fisherman. It is an unlawful... Absolutely not. I want your f***ing name and badge number.
I understand it, and we're taking care of it, okay?
That's bull.
Okay.
What's your name? M. Hirsch, H-I-A-R-S-C-H. What's your name and badge number?
You put your gun away.
Name and badge number. K. Palmerton. What's your ID number?
Don't worry about it, buddy.
No, bull.
They give it to him.
What is your fuck? Yeah. F you. What is your name and badge number?
188.
Gilliard. Who's the fat? Yeah, you. I want your fucking name and badge number.
Give him your name, give him your name and badge number.
Because what actually happened was that people saw a man fishing with a gun and called the cops. I can somewhat understand their reaction, but I can't understand why more than 10 cops showed up. It's not like the man was using his weapon. After all, they were in Texas, and regulations allow citizens to carry guns under certain conditions. So this man did absolutely nothing illegal. The police officers realized it themselves, identified themselves, and even gave him a contact phone number where he can file a complaint and left.
Give me your name and badge number. You were just ordered by a superior officer. Yeah, it's funny. It's real funny. It's real funny.
You can clear.
What's his name and badge number? I want you to verbalize your name and badge number.
Kiosmani Pantoja.
What's his ID number?
4179.
Cool. Can I get his name and badge number?
That is Corporal McConnell.
McConnell? Can I get your name and badge number?
Officer Litigliano, 4208.
Cool. Name and badge number.
Officer Bostic, 4201.
Name and badge number. Name and badge number. Oh, wait, I got it from you already. All right. I'm not breaking the law here right now. Okay, so now that we have an understanding I'm not breaking the law, I do not wish to engage and talk with you guys. If you guys continue to engage and talk with me, that would be harassment of a fisherman, which is actually an arrestable offense under Florida statute, and I can't sue you for that. So if you guys could go 10-8 and leave me alone while I'm fishing, that would be excellent. Thank you for having that piece of shit walk away.
It's okay.
Because again, my hand's not on my firearms, but he sits there and continues to hold his gun on me with a finger on the trigger.
We understand that. We understand what you're here for. I understand what you're here for, okay? I know you're with the audit, okay?
I'm not auditing.
I appreciate that, okay? But with the situation that's happened in Texas, you know we're a little, you know...
Yeah, which is exactly why I've got this. Just in case something happens, I can defend myself, which is why that statute's there in the first place.
Absolutely.
So, again, 10-8, I don't want to talk to you guys anymore. Actually, can I get the call number?
Yeah, I'll get you the call number. I'm going to have to go to my vehicle.
That's fine. You can come back here and give that to me. That's perfectly fine. I appreciate that. The rest of you guys, 10-8.
Would you like me to talk and just explain the call to you when you go get the number?
I know, I'm pretty sure what the call is. Somebody saw me with a gun. They called you guys.
Yeah, somebody saw you walking across the street.
Okay.
They said somebody in full body armor with a rifle walking across the street from the Civic Center. I guess you parked across the street or something like that. So they think you're approaching the pier with a gun. They never mentioned a fishing pole or anything like that, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, I mean, but still. I mean, if I'm going to a fishing pier, then...
Yeah, but, you know, the thing in Texas, you're going to have a lot of people. We had several callers.
Okay.
So in that kind of situation, obviously we're going to get the heightened response now that we're
True,
all getting
but I mean, you guys
training
are supposed to
for stuff like
observe,
this.
right?
So, and that's what we were doing. You know, when we were coming out...
By screaming, police, put your hands up. Don't even tell me, keep your hands up, and my hands are up, and he still continues to hold a gun at me.